Welcome back, you lovely lot, to Callan on Cars and to one of the cars that seems to have been one of the most popular cars on the channel this year, which is really cool. This is my, in scare quotes, brand new Subaru Legacy of 1999 registration. Believe it or not, built in 1997. That was a long gestation period. And the car that a lot of you seem to identify with. Now, interestingly, a few people in the comments of my brand new, in scare quotes, Subaru Legacy didn't seem to understand that when you put scare quotes around something, that literally means the opposite of what you're saying. So, no, it isn't brand new. It's had a previous owner. It's done quite a few miles, actually. It's done 40-odd thousand miles, but it has been looked after as if it were brand new. So hopefully that explains it all for you. But now, since you last saw it, you could argue that it really is brand new, because since then, I've had my lovely friend Steve go from front to back and take out some of the little parking dents. And my other lovely friend Dane go through and correct the paint. Now, why have I done that? Because obviously the car was in lovely condition, it really was, but even the best looked after, best maintained car, if you're an absolute nerdy anorak like me, if you are anally retentive like me, those cars can be a little bit better. So I've taken out every tiny little imperfection and parking dent, which has made the sides just totally straight and beautiful. And then through to Dane's wonderful work, it literally looks like the car's been resprayed. In fact, two people have asked me, have I had the car resprayed when they've seen it here in the workshop? And the answer is no. For about 360, 370 quid, Dane has basically wet flatted, polished, caressed this paint back to probably better than it was when it came off the boat. So I'm delighted with that. So that then leads us to the next question. What should we do next? Should I leave it completely standard? Or like all the cars I have, should I mess about with it slightly? Now, I know the purists out there will be saying, Paul, don't touch it, don't modify it, don't do what you always do, put suspension wheels, all that kind of stuff on. But let me ask you this question. What if we took another tack instead? Because even I can agree modifying a car like that could be slightly sacrilegious. It's probably the best original car left. But what if we kept it completely contemporary and only used the accessories in the Subaru catalogue of that year? Would that be acceptable? I think it would. So there you go, 2-litre GLS, full-time, all-wheel drive, 12,978, total retail, plus your delivery, so £15,860 altogether. That's what the car would have cost when it was new. Amongst the brochures and goodies that Merv at Ashburton gave me is this. This is the accessory brochure for the Impreza, Forester and Legacy for the year of my car. And that wheel there, style number 9, is the one. Look at that. Now, all I need to do is try and find myself a perfect set of those. And the finishing touch, I'd love to find one of these genuine period Momo race leather gear knobs. I remember fitting them to the cars in the showroom. I had them on my own Impreza. That's what the Legacy needs. While I was going through the brochure, have a look at this. Look, saloon rear spoiler on a white, I guess probably GL or GLS. Now, these were the spoilers in the UK. They fitted to the 4-cam. Well, not on my GLS, obviously, but wouldn't it be amazing if I could find one of those new old stock and get it fitted? That would just finish the car off, I reckon. So is it fair to say then, if we stick to the hallowed pages of the Subaru brochure, accessories brochure, and things that came from Iron Group originally, it's fair game. So we're looking out for a Momo gear knob, a set of speed lines, and a new old stock rear spoiler, because that's not modifying, that's accessorizing. And you could have done that brand new on the showroom floor back in the 90s. So that, my friends, is our mission statement. Now, my dream when I'm doing cars like this is always to try and use new old stock parts because they look lovely, they feel lovely. Obviously, there's no refurbishment to do. I'm very happy to take older parts and make them good again, but wouldn't it be great? But between me and you, I've been hoping a car like this would come along for a while, and I've been saving up parts and bits and pieces just in case it came along. And you also might be thinking, why on earth change the wheel trims at all? Because wheel trims are cool. I would give you that, but if you look, this one just got a little bit of a biff. You might have seen it in the original video. This one, as is often the case, front near side, takes the brunt of all the hard work. So I could either get that refurbished, or you have to remember, I'm not just a car hoarder, I'm a car parts hoarder. So here in the BBC Studio One is, ta-da, half of my new old stock genuine Subaru wheel selection from the lovely people at IM. From various Rider Street clearouts, we have boxes and boxes and boxes of Subaru wheels, and I think one of these will do the job. Also, we've got a set of lovely Speedline bottle tops there as well, ready to go on the Jag. Right, let's have a look what's in these boxes. So why does any of this matter anyway? Well, you may have seen last week I had the honour, the privilege of going to Monte Carlo with International Motors, Subaru UK's parent company. And as part of that celebration as 50 years of IM, I took a few cars. I took the SVX, I took my XT. We didn't take this, it's wonderful, but perhaps it's not as special as those two. But what you may or may not know is next year, 2027, that is actually 50 years of Subaru UK. So maybe we can get this one tarted up and maybe there's a party for this one to go to. But what's amazing is what's in this box has not been opened for 20 years. This has been on the shelf at IM in Rider Street for over 20 years. And for the first time today, we're opening it. Oh, look at that. Now this is why I find new old stock parts just so exciting, because this wheel was put into this box in this plastic bag right about the same time that this car was built, and it's been there ever since. So what we have here, my lovely friends, is a brand new, untouched, unfitted Speedline wheel. And the reason that Speedline was just so sexy and desirable was because, of course, that's what the rally cars had. That's what Mr. McRae had on his company car. I mean, look at that. Isn't that just the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? The paint finish is gorgeous. Now, I know there are a ton of refurbers out there that can get wheels as new, but there is nothing like getting the real deal, getting the perfect, never been touched by a human hand. I am the first person to touch that wheel since the Speedline factory put it in there. And that's a very special feeling. You can see, can't you, even on this shot, that looks slightly better than that. Now, they don't have centre caps. I am going to have to come up with a clever centre cap solution, so I'm going to speak nicely to the people at Speedline and see if they've got anything. But just look at it. It's beautiful. So that's the wheel sorted and period correct. Now, it really is a beautiful place in here, and you have to argue that the control surfaces, the steering wheel and the gear knob, are in lovely condition, but they are just plastic because this is a GLS. It isn't the heady 4-cam model, the top of the range. No leather. Plastic gear knob, plastic steering wheel. Very utilitarian, kind of a hark back to where Subaru started, but because we're trying to make it feel a little bit more upmarket, I would like to change that. Now, we've already found the gear knob that we need in the catalogue, and the great thing is, because it's such a timeless design, Momo still makes it, and Momo UK have been kind enough to send me one to go on. So have a look at this. So there you go. That is the modern day continuation of that same accessory gear knob. Isn't it beautiful? Now, I remember fitting these to all of my Subarus in period. In fact, on my BRZ, which also has a Momo wheel, I have put one of these on there. Slightly different because it's a reverse lift, but I just think that is one of the classic all-time gear knobs of all time. And perfect for the car. I'm not going to put my mucky hands on it, but you get the idea. It's going to look very factory, very 97, 98, 99 accessories brochure. Beautiful job. So that just leaves the steering wheel, which is obviously an airbag, and the whole point of having a GLS was that you got ABS and 2 airbags, which was obviously much, much safer. But if I'm honest with you, it's a big wheel. It's made of plastic. It doesn't feel very premium or very sporty. I'd like this car to feel a bit more involving. So what I'm going to do may shock you. It's not a pizza. This is the thing that's going to make all the difference to how the car looks and feels when I drive it. If you've never treated yourself to a Momo wheel before, it's one of those things. They do cost a little bit more and are a little bit harder to get into than some cheaper wheels, but it's like anything in life. It's like that old saying, isn't it? The sweetness of quality is remembered long after the bitterness of price has gone. Look at that. I just think that's fantastic. Very, very similar to the wheel that's on my Dodge Viper, actually. I think it's a really kind of sensible OEM size. Not too big, not too small. It's going to look really factory, very sort of in keeping with the whole kind of showroom rally car look that we're going for. I just think that's gorgeous. Just look at the quality of the stitching. You've got to be careful online. There are loads of people doing fake Momos on certain auction sites, but if you go to the source, if you go to Brown and Geeson to Momo UK, you'll get the real deal. Cost you a little bit more, but you'll be so glad you did. And that's what's going on the Subaru. And I think the combination of those two together will make the car very nice indeed. What I've got to do though, Momo have actually sent 2 bosses, because even the mighty Momo aren't sure, because this is a really weird model year change. It could be one of two bosses. They're very kindly send two. I need to find out which is the one that will fit that one, and then very carefully pack the other one up and send it back. So thank you guys for your support and help, and I cannot wait to get that on. So to build my dream Legacy then, that just leaves the rear spoiler from the brochure. So where am I going to find one of those? Well, I checked with International Motors. Sadly, they've all gone. I checked with all the tame dealers I know that have had Subaru franchises for a long time. They haven't got one either. But guess what? Good old eBay. I found one on eBay, new old stock, in the box, never painted, never fitted, for the grand sum of £60 with a brand new brake light. So I have that too. Full house. Time to get them fitted. So that, I think, will be a fantastic project car. It's already a really nice base. What Steve has done taking the dents out, what Dana's done making the paintwork perfect, has really made a difference to the car. But you know me, I like to change things. I like the car to be individual. And I think this car has to have a certain amount of reverence. But I think if we go into the accessories brochure rather than the aftermarket, I think I'm keeping that line where it should be. Something that could have happened in period, a box you could have ticked on your order form and fitted to the car when it was bought from Ashburton. I think that's fair game. But what do you think? Do you think I should have left it standard? Do you think I should have modified it? Do you think I should have just accessorized it as I'm doing? I appreciate your thoughts. In the nicest possible way, I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. I love you guys greatly, but I think it would be really boring if we all wanted the same thing from our cars and we all built our cars the same way. That's the beauty of this scene. We all do what we like, and I certainly do what I like, but I value your opinion. Put in the comments below, would you fit all of this stuff, some of this stuff? I also have a set of gold speed lines. Should have put those on. You let me know. Anyway, do like and subscribe. Do ring that bell. Do please put the height points on if you can. And I'll see you next time when I will start to fit the parts of this car. We'll try and do it all in one bumper video, but I thought you might like to see the little parts I've been magpieing along the way. See you next time.